segno umano mi ha aiutato a ridere da me, dalla mia limitazione di non essere spirituale. O hai amore o hai sesso.
Hello. I wanted to introduce to everyone a little bit about the spirit and the purpose of me offering this new course. And I say new because I have never approached it in this way, you know. Obviously it is not new because it is about one of the most known themes in human design, the theme of authority, inner authority. And you see, I've been working at this for over 25 years, you know, very much from the beginning of Ra coming out and teaching this into the public. There was no definition for authority and different kinds of authority at that time. For 4 years, you know, it was just that, you know, whatever was defined in you was what you could trust, and everything else you could not trust, and that was all of it. And of course, this theme of authority combined with strategy in the type, you know, it made a huge difference in not only the way human design was transmitted, but, you know, you could tell how effective those tools were because of the level of expansion that human design took on from that moment those things were out onwards. And yet, you know, when I look around in the so-called human design community, which is obviously a worldwide net, you know, of people curious and interested in human design, you know, at whatever level, and there is, you know, all kinds of things in the mix, you know, professionals and black marketeers and, you know, people that are there as a hobby, students, you name it, you know. And when I look into all of those places, the only thing that's clear to me is that there is an incredible amount of confusion, you know. And honestly said, mindfuck about things that don't make any difference in your relationship with this knowledge, you know. And authority. You know, I thought, you know, I'm in 1858. It's kind of like, hey, you know, challenging the authority of those who do not seem to have understood what are basic things to understand. And obviously inner authority is one of them. And, you know, I've taught inner authority many times in my Rave cartography trainings. And yet, you know, I cover what is part of the curriculum. I mean, you know, I have a reputation of being deep in my teaching, but, you know, I do not have the time to dedicate to each form of authority, you know, the level of depth and analysis that I'm capable of. And I thought to myself, well, this is something I'd like to do, you know, also to make sure, well, you know, it's recorded, it's there, it's done, because I do feel that there is a need for that, you know, so that, you know, people that have an emotional authority, you know, and it's like me joking with patience being the only keynote I ever need to remember. But you see, it's very difficult to be patient if you don't know what the hell you're being patient for. You know, because being patient is all about recognizing that there is something to learn in whatever it is that you're doing, you know, and that the learning that you do in the experience is the most important part of it, you know, because the learning is what reminds you of everything you cannot take for granted, you should not take for granted. In other words, it's things that are connected to your darkness, to what you can't know, to what is unpredictable and will always be, you know. And of course, in each emotional gate, the learning is different. you know. And if you're splenic, well, it's about relating, obviously, because most of the spleen not most, all of the spleen is duality. How to deal correctly with the fact that you're not alone on this planet, that there is always others. The theme of fear, and fear as the fuel of your awakeness or your distortion. And sacral, what it means to live with sacral authority on the plane every day. Every day. So waiting to respond is not like, when is it gonna? You are responding. But you are responding to life, and in that responding to life, there is a purpose that is inherent to your life force, to the form of authority that you embody. And the same with any other form of inner authority. I even, obviously, am going to focus on, the theme of outer authority and, try to compress my understanding of what it is, what it means, and what it is not, and what it does not mean, that so many seem to confuse with. So here you have a bit of information, so you don't think this is just going to be just another course on inner authority and something you already know. And by the way, I will work with the charts of participants because it's the best way to illustrate these things. And, there we will also see, examples where, somebody is both splenic and emotional, like myself, and what happens in those cases and such things. So, if you're interested, here's the link where you can register, and of course this is going to happen here in Ibiza, in my home, and it's going to be a live course, and you're all welcome to come to Ibiza and join me live. And if you cannot make the journey and you're still interested, then you can register for online participation, and I look forward to meet all of you one way or the other and share the best of my understanding with you and the flow of consciousness that I wake up to every morning. Bye for now.
Il disegno umano mi ha aiutato a ridere da me, dalla mia limitazione di non essere spirituale. O hai amore o hai sicurezza.